Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello to all my wonderfuls, my beauties, my royalty. Okay, let's get that scorching, boiling, hot petty tea. And yeah, the weather is still, a mixture of rain and chill, and it's like I like it because it's great, like writing, create, like staying in the house, getting creative kind of weather. But I am so ready to start my garden. I'm like, cause yeah, if you live in the northern states, you know, like we don't have that. We don't have that long of a chance, and it's like most of the people in the southern states, I mean, they just get to continue. It's like theirs doesn't really. I mean, it's like okay, if one flower isn't, then they just move to another, and they have green lawn. Like, well, I mean, I know it snows a little bit sometimes, kinda, maybe if they have an inch they cancel school or even like one of my cousins like, oh, we had a half an inch, we canceled school. You what? Over a half, huh? Okay, right, yeah. Or and then even when I've been in Florida in in the winter months, I'm seeing people walk around and like, I mean, it's 70, it's close to 70 degrees, like it's 60, 70. They're wearing Ugg boots. I mean, even like in the 50s, I'm like, oh, really? You need Ugg boots in fit like I mean, okay, maybe yeah, I mean, I can let it go with 50, but when it's 70, I'm like, oh, no. Really? But I don't like that's their culture. It's like the demographics. It's like my anthropology said I have to remember that's their culture. It's like it's still winter. To them it's winter. So that's winter gear, that's winter wear. That makes sense for them. Not me, but them. So but then they might make fun of us of what we wear in the summertime or how we walk around. Like, I mean, so I have to think about it both sides. And I even remember one of my cousins when the family came up or whatever, but he was like, he's the son or whatever. He's telling us that he's shocked or he's never seen a bee before. Cause I think we're outside, we're like hanging out, talking or whatever. And I remember my sister and I looked at each other like, what do you mean you've never seen a bee? And it's like that's when his parents were like, yeah, it's too hot where we are. Bees don't really like, and especially not in the summer or whatever. And we're just like, oh, what? That because that didn't make any sense to us. But yeah, it's like, yeah. But anyway, gonna get to the main topic. But yes, I don't know, just the weather, and I'm kind of excited because I'm planning out the layout of how I'm gonna have the flowers and everything. And I'm kind of in anticipation because, yeah, northern state, it's cold, but you get it, you get it. Okay, I've been talking about it too much, but um, if you are also planning a garden, just let me know what you're growing. I know sometimes I don't like ask you guys to, because sometimes I'm like, hey, spill whatever tea, talk about anything. I'm an open book, as you can tell. With my over 700 episodes now, I, well, I mean, I haven't told you everything because I'm going to tell more throughout the years. I'm still like with parts of my breakup with Mr. No Heart, which, yeah, this is a dating nightmare slash political slash boys will be boys type of episode. But it's just, I'm still digesting, especially after being diagnosed and meeting other guys and some of them treating me like he did because of how I walk. And I know that's why some of the men treated me the way they did. It was either my disability or like my education. Like, and so many men, they don't understand that. But then sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to record my dates, but it's just like, you should be around. Like, I wish we can go to a restaurant. You sit at the table behind me at some dates when men are just like, why did you go to school in the first place? So you're really trying to knock a man down by trying to be smarter than him. That's not your role. That's not your place. You're not supposed to be smart. It's like, don't you know? And then some of them start spitting out Bible verses of why women are not supposed to be educated. Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to be probably talking a little about the religion because I've mentioned in other episodes, and I know the Christian community probably doesn't like me, but I don't really care anyways because I used to be brainwashed by the church. But now I'm still Christian, but I'm more spiritual because, yeah, the brainwashing, it's like growing up trying to mate or like trying to meet and mate with a Christian, like, no, yeah, no, no with some of the Christian men were some of the worst men I've ever met in my life. And you know what? Yeah, I'm going to start there because so many times, oh, I'm a nice guy. I'm the nice guy. Oh, I'm going to be the nice guy to you. I'm not like the other guys. I'm nice. I'm not like, no, no. Everybody be careful when someone says that they're nice. If they have to say it, it's kind of like when someone says, I'm funny, I'm hysterical, I have a great sense of humor, I'll make you laugh, I'm funny, I'll make you laugh, I have jokes for days. Okay, tell one. After an entire date, you haven't laughed much at all. Like, no, you're just like, I thought you said you're funny. But you keep don't tell me you're funny, just be funny. And with men, if they have to tell you they're nice, red flag, they're not, no. Actions. And that's something that most of the men that I've dated, like, and that's one reason, like, they were so upset when I broke up with them. But then some of them broke up with me because I wouldn't do the action of sleeping with them because they would not do the actions of being a quality boyfriend or a quality person or just even wanting to get to know me or talk to me. And I'm a sapiosexual. So it's just like, if you're not like getting to my brain, that's how like, and some people are like, oh, I don't believe that. That's just garbage. Oh, that's like the love languages. That's just like, yeah. And you know what? There's different hypotheses, and but then it's like maybe it's not love languages, but some people are more turned down, like or turned on by getting gifts. Some people like with men, it like majority of them, it's touch and touching certain parts and touching for certain, yeah. But it's like in some, like myself, quality time. I love quality time, and like there's so many men who will not do that. With Mr. No Heart, he would get, but like sometimes when like he would say that he wants me over his house, but he only wanted me at his house to make sure I was nowhere else. He might say that's a lie. He may say that's not true, but okay, if my mom was fighting cancer and I was working 3 to 5 jobs at the same. I mean, some of them were not like full-time jobs. Some of them were independent contractor. But hey, those are different jobs. Those are different things, and I was working them because I was trying to pay off student loans for my 2 masters and everything, and I was trying to save for a house and invest money. hmm I was doing all of that while also trying to chip in and make sure my mom was okay, trying to make sure things at the house were clean and stuff or whatever. But it's like Saturday, like weekends or whatever, I would try to spend time with him. But then when I wake up, I'm clean up the house and make sure I'm clean and blah 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 whatever, taking care of stuff, grading because I was K through 8 like school or whatever. So it's like I had the middle schoolers, like one of the years I had middle schoolers like the entire year, and like especially with the advanced English class, which wasn't really advanced because most of them, they're great. I was just trying to make sure they were going to be at a decent reading level, decent, because they were about to go to high school. These eighth graders, yeah. Anyway, and so I am trying to get that stuff together. But then all of a sudden, he would call me and be like, "Hey, what time are you coming here? When are you gonna get here?" He did not care about my mother. He did not, like, he can lie all day. He can never say he cared about my mother. He can, and this is one reason I'm going to be start with this whole boys will be boys and the standards. I'm going to be talking about the technology because so many men, oh, they'd rather talk to an AI Jesus. They'd rather talk to AI chat box and be like, oh, I need your advice. Oh, I want to talk to you. Like, instead of talking to a woman, instead of talking like, but then women tell men, talk to me, communicate with me. And then with a lot of marriages, I'm going to get back to the no harm in a minute bit. And remember, my episodes are as messy as my life. But so many women are like, help me, help me, either with the house or the kids' responsibilities or even appointments, all that stuff. But then some of the men are like, oh, well, tell me what to do. But then when a woman tells him oh, now you're trying to be the boss. Oh, I'm the man. I'm the blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's like, oh, now you need this and that. Like, no, hold up. So then a woman might write down a list of, oh, these are the things that need to be done around the house. But then he might not like that. So it's like the woman is literally trying to communicate, trying to show him and trying to demonstrate what needs, like a system or whatever. But then he doesn't like it because, oh, remember, he's the man of the house. He's the so-called leader, but the leader who cannot chip in, the leader who thinks, oh, that's the woman's job. Oh, and then a lot of men, they have the nerve to say, oh, I don't want the woman to work. I want her to stay at home. And like, yeah, she can cook and clean up. Like, yeah, she can have fun and do all that. It's like, see, it's not really work because when I get home, she can like be happy and hug me. Like, but no. But then men also say she can do all the stuff I don't want to do. Okay, so if she's doing all the stuff that you don't want to do, that you don't want to do, but then you expect her to just have a smile on her face. Like, if you don't have fun doing it, what makes you think she's having fun doing it? If you don't enjoy it, why do you think she's going to enjoy it? And but then you just expect her to be like all beautiful and blah 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 and all like hopping into your arms and like that. No, that's that 50s TV garbage. And it's like, I've talked about this, I've shown articles on this. Back in those days, women were on antidepressants and different special candies like nobody's business. Before women were really allowed to start getting divorces, and before it wasn't really like something to be shamed at, women were taking those things like they were Tic Tacs. They didn't care. They didn't like for them to stay somewhat sane, for them to be able to tolerate their man. But now it's like women are just like, talk to me, communicate with me. But then men still don't want to do it because men are like, no, you're a woman. I don't want to talk to a woman. And it's like, you are like kind of like that one pastor. I just keep bringing him up because he embodies a lot of what men think now. The whole red pill thing of women are just baby makers. Women are submissive. Women, we need to take their right to vote away, which means taking our voice away, taking our opinion away. It's a lot of like, oh, that Tim Pool jerk. Like, in my opinion, he's an absolute awful, terrible, idiotic, stereotypical, just bigoted jerk. Yeah. hmm It's like, because he was like, oh, women just vote in an emotional way, blah, blah, blah. Like, shut the. Yeah, but while men hardly share their emotions, but then when they get so angry and so mad and upset, they, like, at an alarming rate, even this year, so many of them are eliminating their wives and girlfriends. And divorce is the most violent time in a relationship because the woman's trying to leave and the man doesn't want them to leave. The man wants power. And sometimes the man's the one who wants the divorce because he cheated on her, or the woman is divorcing him because he cheated on her. But it's like, especially within the Christian community, men are like, no, you're supposed to, no, you're just supposed to understand and, just like, like allow me to apologize and forgive me. Remember forgiveness in the Bible. Remember our vows. Yeah, I cheated on you and blah 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 blah. But it's like, it's just supposed to forgive me. But oh, the guy found a newer model of woman, a woman that looks like you but younger, and so now he's just gonna shove you out, even though he told you not to work and save any money. So now you are at the risk of living homeless. Mm-hmm. And like, but he liked that because it's like if you ever wanted to leave him, you didn't have the money to do so, so you were stuck with him. But now he gets to decide, he has the power to kick you out and divorce you and to like just have you try to defend for yourself now. You like this is why I say ladies don't depend on a man for your security. Don't do it. Don't do it because some of these nice men are not that nice once they find a newer model. Once they some men only marry you because they found a woman that will do as they say and cook their dinners and make the appointments and do all the stuff they don't want to do. But then they while they're married to you, they kind of hate you, and so that's one reason why they emotionally they have no problem cheating on you, leaving you for another woman because they never loved you to begin with. You were pretty enough to create kids with. You were pretty enough so that they could look at every night and do that thing to. But other than that, you cook, you clean, you do their laundry. You'll listen to them when they have issues, but they don't want you to talk. They want you to be quiet. Yeah. So back to Mr. No Heart. Because, yeah, it's like, I mean, I want to break up with him for so many reasons. But at the root of it all, like, majority of the reasons were the communication and how he tried to gaslight me, manipulate me, and everything. But I, like, Saturday mornings again, I would be trying to do all of this stuff and trying to get my life together and my independence and trying to save for a house, especially. Because even with that, I realized he was gaslighting and trying to trick me with that too. But he would like call me around 4 to 6 o'clock because sometimes I would be by the house by then, but sometimes, especially when my mom was that like I was busy. I had things I need to take care of. So what time are you coming over? When you like it's getting late. Why aren't you here right now? Well, I'm trying to clean up around the house. And oh, like, don't you have your like, and then you would mention another family member that could be doing that. Whew. So anyway, it's like he would talk to me until he made me feel bad. So then I would literally be, and this is while my legs were in pain. Because, yeah, remember, I had my undiagnosed disability and the disability where my mom was, everyone was blaming me and telling me that I was a liar and I was making it up. So it's like, while I'm vacuuming and cleaning and trying to, like, I'm in pain. But in my ex, no heart, he knew I was in pain, but he would just be like, "Oh, just well, the doctors say there's nothing wrong with you, so it's just like you probably just need to take an aspirin or whatever, blah blah blah, whatever." Even though he was the first part of aspirin, yeah, yeah, syllables, yeah. Anyway, but so I would get over to the house or whatever, and it would just be him playing video games and me on the bed doing research or grading or writing my novel, the very first draft of my novel, or well, I think the novel started right before she passed away. So my poetry and short stories, or like it was just different creative projects or whatever, or I was watching anime or politic news or whatever. It was like whatever. Like yeah, literally I was doing me on my bed, or not on his bed, on the bed. I am just and he's playing video games, headphones on. He doesn't want me to talk. It's like he doesn't want me to interrupt him, but he's just at his computer until 10 or 11 or even midnight playing video games. And it's just like, what was the point? Why did you call me? And the weekends while his daughters were there, it's like the youngest one, yeah, the youngest one, catch up. But the oldest one, like we would watch anime and talk, and we have good time. And I would have sometimes I would buy some of the brownie and cookie mix, like in bulk or whatever. So I'm like, hey, you want to make cookies? And we talk. And that's how I got to know like what was going on in school, or if she had a crush, or just anything and stuff. Like it was just bonding time or whatever. And so those weekends, it's like it wasn't just him playing video games and me on the bed, but sometimes it would be frustrating still, because those would kind of be the weekends like, oh, we can have a movie night. But then with the movie night, I've like he would tell me to sit next to him, but his youngest daughter's on his lap, and it's like it's like some men don't like they're like, I don't want a woman with kids, but she's gonna have to tolerate my kids. Even like, and when I say this little girl, like she would keep giving me bruises, but he would just keep like, oh well, it's maybe just, yeah, it's like just shut up. Mm-mm. Because during movie nights, it's like at first I'm sitting next to him, she would start kicking me, and so I'm like, okay, uh, I really want to say her name. Oh, I'm so close to saying her name, because like I think in about a year or two she'll be an adult. Because so then I could say her name. That's how much of a nightmare she was. And some people are gonna be like, "Oh, but she was a chat." No, it's like when she keeps doing it, and then people are allowing her to do it, and then she's done some things since. Even this year, she's doing things to some of my accounts, and then I changed my password and things. And I've even asked my ex to close out my account. Like, yeah, let's just say, like, he refused to do certain things because he wanted to make sure that I would still have to contact him. And so yeah, yeah. But anyways, during the movies, whatever, she would just like, I'd be like, okay, can you stop kicking me? And she would just kind of look at me. Oh, she's just playing with you. She's kicking me. Ah, she's little. Like, and see, but then men get upset when women file for divorce. Men get upset when women break up with them. And so I move over. So then she gets off of his lap and she starts kicking me more. And I'm like, stop. Can you enjoy the movie? Are you watching the movie? Oh, well, see, you moved over. It's like she's just playing with you. Why can't you? So then I'm like, I'm not tolerating that. So then I get up and I leave the room, because even the oldest daughter was, because she would watch and she would look at me too. And she'd be like, Dad, she's literally just kicking her. That's not playing. Oh, what do you know? Now you're just backing her up. So then I leave the room. And sometimes, if I liked the movie, I would get on my laptop and I would figure out a way for me to watch the movie. I'm like, or I would find something that I wanted to watch. Because sometimes it was a movie I didn't even want to watch. It was something she picked out. And I'm like, it's her turn to pick it out, whatever, we'll watch it. But then, yeah, if you're going to treat me like garbage, garbage gonna, like, no. No. Yeah. And so then the oldest daughter would leave. He was like, "Oh, so you two are just so sensitive." And but then the next morning when I showed him the bruises on my leg, oh, she didn't give you those. She didn't, even though it's in the exact place she kicked me. And it's like I'm gonna definitely need a part two, because trying to communicate with this man, trying to talk to him, it was impossible. It was just infuriating, because even with the phone, like I've mentioned in other episodes, how every day he got off work around like the time he got off or whatever, I would call him and be like, "Oh, how's your day?" And just because like I remember that's what my mom would do with my dad every night at like right around his lunchtime. It's like she would call him, ask how his day was, and they would talk or whatever, and that was their nightly thing. And so with most of my relationships, I try to have that time for it, like the communication, just how's your day? How are you doing? Blah, 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 whatever. And it didn't have to be a long call, 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever. Sometimes 20 if a lot of stuff was going on at his job or whatever. But yeah, but there were times where I would be like, "Can you call me sometimes?" And not only call me when you want my car, my money, my body, or attention or whatever. Can you call me to see how I am? Because he was like at the end of the relationship when I said you never loved me. You can't tell me that. Yes, I can, and I know it's like not only can I say it, I know he never loved me. He has no proof of him ever loving me. He doesn't have an ounce, a millionth of an ounce of proof that he ever loved me. Because back to the with communication, I beg this man to like, because like I was saying earlier, when women have to literally tell men about what they need and things. When my mother died of cancer, I asked him and begged and pleaded with him to go to the funeral with me. I told him that I needed him. Throughout the relationship, I would invite him to meet my parents, invite him to the house for like Easter, 4th of July, and Christmas and Thanksgivings that he didn't go to his parents' house or up north and stuff like that. And he refused. So he never met my mother. And I invited him over 20 times, over 20 times. And it's like a lot of men do this because speaking of like communication, lying and being a no good, stupid, idiotic jerk, Mr. Lockakey with his like wife, baby mama, whatever. I hope they're still married because I hope like he should never have to torture another woman. Like torture the woman you got. Yeah, the middle school sweetheart, torture her because he's a nightmare in my opinion. But if you've been listening to the episodes, you already heard a lot because I have more evidence. But with him and the communication, because I told him, if you can stop being addicted to special candy, I'll invite you over the house. But then he started bragging to all of his friends that he was going to like pretend that he quit special candy and make sure it was over the winter so that he can come over to the house with a large jacket or coat or whatever. So that'll give him room for stuff that he could steal from my parents. Yeah, he only wanted to steal from my parents. He didn't want to meet my parents. He just wanted to steal from them. And Mr. No Heart, I invited him, but he never wanted to come. And so after a while, I stopped. But then he kept saying, and see, this is why, like, men, they will rather talk to AI. They will rather go to a website on how to force a woman to sleep with them, but not talk with the woman, not communicate with the woman, not find out what attracts the woman to want to desire you, to want to be with you, to want that bedtime attention. They don't want to do that work. They want to force her. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to treat her like she's human. They want to force her. Because my ex would gaslight me and say, "You don't love me if you don't come up north with me. You don't love me if you don't see and talk to my family. You won't love me if you don't acknowledge them, if you don't do like all of this garbage." Okay, so if it's that way for your family, that means you never loved me. That means you never cared about me. Because I said that one time. He got so upset. He ignored me for the rest of the night. For the rest of the night, ignored me. I didn't care. The next morning, I started getting my stuff together so I could leave. Where are you going? Oh, so you're just going to let that kind of fight, blah, 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 like, and gaslight me even more. This is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.